Well, good the fuck morning to you. Yeah, no, it's like 9:30 at night. Today's actually been a relatively decent night. First run was $5. Second run, $100. Those are the only two runs I've had tonight, but something. Oh, what are we doing tonight? We are reviewing the 2016 Nissan Frontier SV. Now, disclaimer. The Frontier that I drove today was a rental truck, 20,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's only a year old with 20,000 miles. So, that's the disclaimer. That truck was the biggest fucking disappointment. Holy shit. So, I will talk about the truck. And then we're going to talk price. Because the holy shit balls. Now, the Frontier is the baby brother of the Titan. Their pup truck. The one that I drove was a crew cab, two-wheel door. Two-wheel door. Jesus Christ, two-wheel drive. First off, the ride. Holy shit. The truck rode like a lifted 4x4, but a bad lift. Really bad lift. Holy crap. That thing rode like a truck from the 70s. Yeah, that bad in 2016. It has blind spots big enough to lose a full-size SUV. Like, there was one time where I'm going down the road and I got a buddy riding shotgun. I look to get over, I look again, I go to get over and look, and thank God I did, because there's an SUV sitting right there. And this isn't me being just old and blind either. The blind spots in this truck are massive. The truck has an overall cheap feel to the interior. SV is a step above the base model, but its panels didn't fit right. The inside felt just cheap. Even the plastic felt thinner than most. And considering, this was 3 years newer than the Titan that I reviewed, the interior on the Titan was nicer than the interior on the Frontier. The trucks are definitely designed for smaller people. And I'm not just talking, thin people. I'm talking smaller people. I had maybe a half an inch of headroom in this. If you want to use the armrest, you literally have to lean down like this. I mean, to the point where I have to spread my legs, slide down on the seat, and I still have to lean, and my testicles are basically steering the truck. Yeah. So tall people need not apply. And I'm not that much taller than average height. I'm 6'2". Yeah. It had a lot of weird design choices, a lot of weird qualms. Like the spot for your cell phone was on top of the dash, right where the sunlight can hit it and fry your phone. It had a steering wheel out of a 2013 Altima in it. Yeah. But the one saving caveat of this truck was the engine. Because holy shit, when it decided to go, it went. The V6 under the hood of that truck will sneak up on you quickly. That being said, the throttle response was dismal. It definitely had the James May approach of, let's wait a second and a half. Are you really sure we want to do? Oh, I guess we are. Let's go. For the time that the Frontier has been running, and the Frontier has been on the market longer than the Titan, it's been longer on the market, longer than most of their SUVs, you think they would have refined the design a little bit more than they have. It seems like a lazy attempt, almost like they took an Xterra, which is based off of the Frontier, mind you. They took an Xterra, just lopped the back of it off, and oh, hey, here's our truck. That's it. Lazy. The truck felt more at home. It felt like it would prefer to have, surfboards on the roof parked on the beach than actually, being a truck. Now, granted, like I said, the model I drove is the two-wheel drive mode. It is definitely the type of truck that goes to a frat boy or an older man that wants a truck again, but is not confident in his abilities to drive a full-size truck. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But no, with the Frontier, you're not getting a very good truck. At least in my opinion, you're not getting a very good truck. It's a beach truck. It's something, you load a couple of friends into it, you head down to the beach for a bonfire. That's pretty much it. Now, the big thing, my major gripe with this truck, is the price. That price. Now, when I was talking to my buddy who went with me on this drive, we had pretty much agreed that this should be an $18,000 truck. Even new, it should be about $18,000, $19,000. Hey, Jenna. I decided to look up the price. The MSRP for this truck is not, and I looked up the 2016, not the 2017. The price for this truck is not $18,000. The price for this truck is not $20,000. The price of this truck is not $25,000. It's $28,350. For the price of this, one step above base model pup truck, I can go over to Dodge and buy a base model, full-size, crew cab Ram with a Hemi. You're a little proud of your product there, Nissan. Just a little bit. If it would have had the same chops that the Titan did, if it was built with the same care that the Titan was, maybe $25,000. And I'm pretty sure that the big names in the Frontier, like the Desert Runner or the Pro FX4 or the SL version, those could command $28,000. But the Pro Runner, Pro FX4 Off-Road Edition will run you $36,000. It's not a $36,000 truck. It's not a $28,000 truck. It's an $18,000 truck. Now, the truck itself, we parked next to a mid-90s Ford Ranger, which, again, is a pup truck. It's a mid-sized truck. The Frontier wasn't that much bigger than the Ranger, but it tried to appear bigger. It committed that sin of, look at me, I'm a big burly truck, because it has the, from the factory, built-in fender flares in the fender. The fender itself will jut down and then come out like a fender flare on the front and rear. Why? I'm buying a pup truck. I'm not buying a pre-runner. It's not, licensed or sold as a sports truck. So why make it look so hellishly like it wants to be a sport truck? The exterior of the truck makes promises that the truck itself can't cash. The tailgate on the truck was ridiculously heavy. I know that seems like a weird fucking bitch. It really does, but you go to lower the tailgate on that truck, you better have a good grip on it. Otherwise, it's going to tear your damn arm off. The Titan's tailgate is not as heavy as the tailgate on a Frontier. But $28,000, this bangs home the point of where I say new vehicles are nowhere near worth the price they ask for it. And the value is nowhere near that. That truck will last you 100,000 miles. Even if you take good care of it. The new Frontiers will last you maybe 100,000 miles. But I don't see anybody owning a new Frontier for 100,000 miles. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there will be people out there that will run them until the wheels fall off. But I see somebody, it's a step between. Like, you're in college, you just pledged your first fraternity, your mom and dad said they're going to help you buy a new truck, and, so you start off with a Frontier. Ow. Overall, it was a huge disappointment. I really give the truck a 4 out of 10. I really do. The ride is garbage. I mean, it's a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive. Why are you making it like a bad 4-wheel drive? I'm talking about somebody bought a 6-inch lift off of Fleabay and did it themselves, and the ride is horrible, terrible, from the factory. Again, this is It's a V6 and a rear-wheel drive. Why the fuck is it not a live rear axle? Why am I only doing peg leg burnouts? Yes, I did a burnout in the truck, but it was to show where the power of the wheels were going. Why is only one of my back tires turning? At that point, it's not even a two-wheel drive. It's a one-wheel drive. If somebody were to take a Frontier, take it to a tuning shop, and say, here's your challenge, make this better, here's $10,000. You could come out with a really nice truck. Don't get me wrong, the Frontier has potential. But that in and of itself is not enough of a saving grace. I'm going to spend $28,000 plus on a brand new truck and then take it to a tuning shop to drop 10 grand in it to be what it should be from the factory? No. It just seems lazy on Nissan's part. Again, Nissan has its loss leader. It has the Altima. But I don't see how they make any money on the Frontier. Unless the entire reason behind the Frontier is to make somebody buy a Titan. It's not a very roomy truck. Even the crew cab is not a very roomy truck. Like I said, if you're above 6 foot, you're going to have some pains with headroom. Then the sad part is the engine is great. The engine pulls. The engine pulls good when it pulls. But why the full... I mean, I can count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then it goes. Why the 2-second delay on the throttle response? It's asinine. It's absolutely asinine, especially for the price they're paying. If you're going to charge $28,000, Nissan, and I'm speaking directly to Nissan of America, if this somehow makes it to Nissan of America, I'm speaking directly to you. If you're going to price this truck at $28,000, you need a better fucking attempt on a truck. So either drop the price or drop your cock and get to work, because that is highway robbery. The truck ain't worth it. The truck is absolutely not worth it. I mean, the truck, from the quick Google search that I did, the truck on KBB has a 4 out of 10 star rating on KBB. The 2013 model, because I wanted to do a price comparison to the Titan that I reviewed because it was a 2013. The 2013 at 7.5 stars. That's the truck I want to drive. What happened in 3 years? That, is there a retooling at the factory that the Frontier is built? Are you and one of your suppliers for parts at odds? I mean, did you not give Bob on the assembly line that's in charge of lug nuts that day his vacation off, so he's decided to fuck up your whole assembly line? I don't care what the problem is. If you're going to charge $28,350 for a one step above base model, you better bring your fucking A game. Because like I said, I can go over to Dodge and buy a full-size tradesman Hemi for the same exact price. The same exact price. Yes, I understand. The tradesman is the base model. That's the black front bumpers. That's the vinyl fucking flooring. That's the, no Bluetooth, air conditioning, whatever have you. That, the Nissan had more options. Yes, you're right. The Nissan did have more options than a base model Ram. But I'm getting more for my money. It's asinine. It's absolutely asinine. I mean, like I said, I really like their Titans. I do. I'm not a Nissan fanboy by any means. I really like their Titan trucks. I think they did a good job with their Titan trucks. How do you drop the ball on a badge that's been running 20 plus years in your lineup? The Frontier should be one of your bread and butter cars. I understand the Altima is your loss leader. That's the one that's the car you use to introduce people to the brand of Nissan. I get that. You're not making any money on those, and if you are, the people that buy them aren't going to make any money on them because they depreciate as fast as a rock sinks. Your Maxima is a nice car. Your Versa is a good first car because there's nothing to a Versa. Why such a shitty job on the Frontier? And I mean, I like the Xterra, which is the SUV that's based on the Frontier. It's not the other way around. The Xterra, when it came out, was built on the Frontier platform. But somehow, the Xterra is better than the Frontier. How? How did that happen? It's supposed to be the exact same vehicle. It's built on the exact same platform. The only thing, the Xterra has a permanent fucking camper shell on it. So how is your Xterra, and granted, I know they don't make Xterras anymore, but how is an older Xterra built on the same platform, and probably in the same factory, better than your Frontiers? You did a shit job, Nissan. Plain and simple. Like I said, I give the truck 4 out of 10. It was a shit show. Absolute shit show. And I mean, I get it. The midsize truck is dying off. Chevy's trying to keep it alive because they reintroduced their Colorado. But, you know, even the new Colorado does the same thing. Ha-ha, I'm almost a full-size truck. Ford doesn't make the Ranger anymore. Dodge doesn't make the Dakota anymore. Toyota makes the Tacoma, but, I mean, that's almost the same size as the Tundra. Nissan was the one that people went to for pub trucks. You know, back in the day, you bought a Nissan hardbody. That doesn't even exist anymore. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It seems to me like bad business. Again, I'm obviously not a CEO. I obviously don't make millions upon millions of dollars a year to make important decisions. But it seems like a bad business practice. And again, like I said, the Frontier that I had was a rental truck. So it's been abused. It hadn't have been abused that bad. It hadn't. Unless somebody decided to, you know, just park it on top of a permanent earthquake machine and left it there for a year. It wasn't abused that badly. I don't get it. Bad mark for Nissan. But that's all I have for this evening, guys. If y'all want to see something to do, or you want me to review your car or something like that, hit me up on Facebook. I'll probably be starting a YouTube channel here soon, trying to convert these videos over. Don't know if that's going to go anywhere, but hey, it's worth a shot. Y'all have a good